Hey guys, Theron Asbury here with Revital Outdoors, bringing you another exciting podcast. Tonight we have another repeat angler on our podcast. We have another winning podcast. Tonight we're going to talk to Mr. Eric Hardesty. We talked to Eric last week about the Rough River Lake event coming up, and he decided he'd just go out and win that one. So we're going to have Eric back on our podcast. He's going to give us a full recap of his tournament from this last weekend. So congratulations to Eric. Before we get started, Revital Outdoors is excited to announce we still are doing that $2,500 giveaway. You see the banner rotating at the bottom of this video. Hit that link at the top of the description right below this video. That's going to enter you into our giveaway. We've got a lot of great things coming along with this giveaway. It is a $2,500 giveaway package. Right now we have Flambeau Outdoors, and we also have Cigar Line on board, and we're working with a lot of other great fishing companies to come on board. So make sure you enter in. It just takes 3 seconds to do that. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and find us on Instagram and Facebook. That's Revital Outdoors. And if you've never heard of Revital Outdoors, we're a premium CBD company. We offer premium CBD products to all the outdoor enthusiasts out there. So check them out on our website. That's www.revitaloutdoors.com. You can purchase them directly off our website also. And don't forget, we are THC-free, made right here in America. So that being said, let's go ahead and bring Eric Hardesty right into the studio. Once again, Eric, how you doing this evening, bud?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Well, man, congratulations. Walked away with the victory this last weekend on Rough River. So tell us a little bit about your practice and what kind of developed for you throughout the tournament, and what ultimately happened on Saturday.
Well, practice was really cool. My son is my guaranteed non-boater, so he practices with me. We went to an area that I've done pretty well in before, and I think he got the first 3 or 4 bites flipping around a little speed craw in some point bushes, and I just kept expanding on that. We actually had him eating some topwater buzzer on some more point bushes. The practice went really great. It was a fun practice.
Okay.
Biggest fish we probably pulled up was in the 2.5, 3 pound range. And, I figured if I could find 5 of those, I'd be in the hunt.
Right. So, okay. Now, you say those fish were kind of up shallow, catching them on like a topwater, throwing a little crawl, creature style bait. Do you think those fish were up, still relating to that spawn, or were they post spawn, or what kind of phase do you think they were in?
In practice, the fish we were getting bit on seemed to be pre-spawn. They were sitting on the outside edge of the bush, and the lake was up 7.5 feet. Basically all you do is pitch your bait into the visible bush and work it out to the deeper bush that you couldn't see. And as soon as your bait got out there, they ate it.
Okay. I got you. So then how did that develop into the tournament? Did you just run that same pattern, and you were just able to catch the right keepers, or what kind of happened? Walk us through your tournament day.
First of all, I was amazed when I got up to my spot. I didn't see any other boats. The only other boat that was up there was actually a buddy of mine, and I was putting the first keeper in the box when he was pulling in. So it started real fast. The fish had kind of moved out of the bushes to the hard trees, the first hard trees behind the bushes. So that's also part of what makes me think they were moving up.
Right. So, all right. Let's just go through your tournament day. So, were you catching fish all day, or was it kind of a later bite? And then how many keepers did you catch?
It went in spurts. I had the first fish at 7:30 and caught the big fish at probably 8:30. Then it kind of slowed down for a little bit. I went and checked a couple other spots that were close to the same area, caught some little fish. So I looked at my co-angler and I said, strap everything down, we're running back. And we hit that same area again. And I picked up 2 more keepers off of it and lost 2 that I know of that were good fish. And, it would go in spurts.
I got you. So that being said, throughout the day, how many keepers did you end up catching?
I think because of that slot, I'd say 7 or so.
Yeah, I forgot about that slot. That's a really good question. Did that affect you?
It I caught my last fish half an hour before I was due in, and I was about 15 minutes away.
Right.
And luckily on my board, I got it to touch, meaning it was an over because I already had a solid 14 and a half inch slot fish. I got it to touch, and I was nervous as all get out because, what happens if it doesn't bump on the board up there? And I left it tagged with a call ball and went up there, and it cleared by a 16th. So
okay, good for you.
A good sigh of relief.
Good for you. So, well, talk to us a little bit more about your bait selection. I know you mentioned throwing top water on some creature baits, but if you don't mind, maybe break that down a little bit more.
Sure. During the tournament, during practice, my son was catching them on just a regular plain old green pumpkin speed crawl.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to play around with different baits, and I really couldn't find anything that got bit any better.
Mm-hmm.
What I did find was the new, it's not a super speed crawl, but the new bigger Magnum speed crawl is what they're calling it.
Is that when you say the new one, it's like that mid-size between the super speed crawl and the regular speed crawl? It's like a little bit the mid-size or whatever.
It's actually longer than the super.
Okay.
But the paddles are more in proportion to the body.
Okay.
They're not the big ones like the super.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I in practice that seemed to get a bigger bite. So that's all I threw during the tournament. I tried my buzzbait fish and never had anything rise. I never saw the point in changing because even if I was catching a few little fish, sooner or later you'll get it in front of a bigger one.
Right. So what about the water clarity and maybe the temperature? Can you give us a rundown? Were you fishing dirtier water, cleaner water, or?
It was pretty stained on Friday. But they pulled a lot of water, it seemed like Friday night. And it pulled some cleaner water. I still wouldn't call it clean, but it was cleaner. What kind of helped me is in the main area I was fishing, it pulled the trash out. There was a lot of floating junk in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of pulled out of my area, which helped. Water temp was upper 60s.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty warm.
I got you. So, well, talk to us a little bit. Maybe just a final recap thoughts on the tournament. Anybody you'd like to thank? Any sponsors, friends, family, anybody else that contributed to you walking away as the champion of the Rough River BFL tournament this last weekend?
Well, my son really did help in practice. It's if you can find a good co-angler in this game, and I've been fortunate. That Chad, who I've had before, my son was awesome. I almost felt like it was an unfair advantage to have him practicing with me. The tournament went great. You couldn't have asked for anything better. I mean, yeah, I did lose a few fish, but that's bush fishing. You're going to.
Right.
Couldn't do it without my buddies. They're great. Always supportive. Always helpful. Denali Rods, PH Custom Lures. They two great companies to work with.
Absolutely. Real quick before we let you go, how'd your son end up on the co-angler side?
Middle of the pack. He had I can't remember, it was 2 or 3 fish. He had, I think, an over, a slot, and a spot.
Okay. So good for him. Before, last question before we let you go, I just kind of dawned on me. You've won this tournament. You're in for the regional now. You don't have to worry about the rest of the year. Obviously, you're in a really good standing for that Angler of the Year race. But what's your goal, Eric, before we let you go?
It's pretty much the same goal. I mean, go out and get 5 every tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I finished 5th in the points and was right in the hunt until about the halfway mark, and then we went down to the Ohio River, and I stumbled. So my goal is to not stumble this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, well, Eric, really honored to have you back on our podcast. You make the 7th angler that we've gotten to repeat a podcast with this year. So I'm really proud to, get your insight to the Rough River Lake tournament, but, to see you walk away with it and get your recap really means a lot. And, hey, you never know. We may end up having you back on the podcast again. So really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on with us. We wish you all the best of luck this rest of the year. All the tournament anglers fishing the Hoosier division. Good luck to the rest of you guys throughout the rest of the year. Before we let everybody go, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then you see this rotate banner below this video. Make sure you hit that link at the top of the description right below this video. That enters you into our $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway from Revital Outdoors. So from all of us at Revital Outdoors, you've been talking to Mr. Eric Hardesty, the recent winner of the BFL Hoosier Division Tournament on Rough River Lake. So again, congratulations, Eric. Be safe out there. God bless everybody. Thank you for tuning into this podcast, and we'll talk to everyone very, very soon.